check on contraceptives, abortion, motherhood. So generally, if your child is already sexually active, or rather if you are sexually active, make it an initiative to go to the doctor and learn more about contraceptives. Why do I keep attracting narcissists, cheaters, and liars? Man buying me flowers, I like my man buying me chocolates, I like my man opening for me the door, I like my man giving me money, I like my man
I wish we were bold to just fly away. I don't wanna care. It's being I'm good.
If you don't follow me on Instagram, kindly check out my page. Swiping right on your wall, it's Miss Fina. Check me out for the latest updates in recipes and lifestyle. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome to the squad. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always sticking by. It's your girl Miss Fina, and today guys we are doing the healing diaries. By the way guys, thank you so much for the 1000 subscribers. Anyway, for the healing diaries today, I have some questions written here, and I'm just going to open one by one as we read through them, and then I give you my thought of it. Leave your comments down below, and if you think my answer is not any way correct, I'm just giving out my thought of idea. It's not like what I say is now what is supposed to be done. So yeah, let's do this. I hope this is going to be a learning segment for us all. I hope you're going to enjoy such content, and leave down in the comment section how the segment is going to be. So let's get started. So guys, the first question is, what are your 2022 goals in all sectors, and what is one great lesson? What is one great lesson about life generally? To sum up, my 2022 goals is I just want to do better than how I did in 2021. I realized sometimes we really set big goals to ourselves, and then when the year ends and maybe we have not achieved them, we somehow feel low or something. So what I can just say is my 2022 goals, I just want to be better than 2021 in terms of finances, in terms of my relationship with God, with my partner, with my family. Generally, I just want to do better than in 2021. And what is one great lesson about life generally? One great lesson about life is that it gets better. Don't give up. Like it's always like a path we have to follow in life. Sometimes the journey is hard, or rather where we are right now is hard, but at the end of it all, life gets better. So don't give up on it. Is it okay to forgive a cheating partner? Okay, you know, one thing about relationships that I've noticed is sometimes we look for advices from people outside, but in real sense, we really know what we are supposed to do. So is it okay to forgive a cheating partner? If you feel like you have to forgive him or her and give her another chance, it is okay. If you feel like you can't really forgive a cheating partner and you have to move on, it's very much okay. Next question. How do you navigate through life, your highs, your lows, your distress moments? What I can just say is we all have those moments, honestly, and I also tend to have those moments, but what I just choose is to be present in what is happening and to be present in my emotions. And when I am low, I always tell myself this too shall pass, and also in my happiest moments I still tell myself this too shall pass. So I tend to advise myself, or rather I choose to stay in a moment where I tell myself this too shall pass. So that's just how I navigate it, and also I really pray so much to God to help me through. The next question. How do I build my self-esteem? Okay, something about self-esteem, or the type of qualities we wish to have: courage, self-esteem. Sometimes it all starts from the beginning, like from how we were raised. You get it, yani? Some of us in our childhood moments, people used to tell us, hizo miguu zako zinakaa vibaya, hizo ni macho zako. You get it, yani? So how to build your self-esteem? You really have to unlearn the things that you were told when you're still young about you. And also you just have to, if for instance you are okay, you are a little bit plump and you don't like you being like plump, you just have to make a decision to start working out to get yourself to the body that you want. If you feel like there are just some things you can't change and there are some things that you can change. If you feel like your skin is not doing well, you can check out and start a skincare routine. But some things like your breasts being small, or your head being small, or being born with one eye and the other eye is not working, or being born blind, they're just some things we cannot change, but we learn to appreciate ourselves and live with them as time goes. Next question. Do you miss your mom and sister? Okay, for most of you who don't know, I lost my mom at a very young age, and I also lost my sister about 3 years ago. And yeah, I can say, to be honest, I miss them. But I have learned to just live with the idea that they are no longer there, but I will always cherish the moments that I had with them, and I just live by cherishing the moments that I had. I sometimes have my low moments where I cry a lot, because I'm always just like, if they were here, what type of life could it really be like? You get it here in such and such questions. So yeah, I miss them sometimes, but we learn to live with our grief. But we don't wallow in our grief. We just learn to live with it as part and parcel of our life. What is your thought on the pressure to get married and start a family by a certain age? What I can say is, when you know yourself, when you have done a journey on finding yourself and knowing yourself, sometimes this pressure from outside doesn't really affect you. You get it? So what I can say is, first of all, know yourself, know who you are, and so that when the type of pressure starts coming from outside, you've already built like a stronger heart, or rather a stronger wall to yenye unawezani wakikuja hivi we unaweza wa handle. But I think the notion about getting married at a certain age and all that, I honestly think you should get married when you're ready, and when you know this is the person you want to get married to. Because when you get married because of the society pressure, marriage, ile wakati hiyo marriage itakuwa inakuonyesha moshi, hawa watu hawatakuwa. So just get married when you feel like it is your right time to get married, and when you feel like you have the partner to get married. So that's all I can say about that. Okay, next question. Why do I keep attracting narcissists, cheaters, liars? What I can just say is, about this dating game, it's a little bit tricky, but one thing I have learned is, let me change my tactic. If I keep on attracting cheaters and like all the toxic things, let me change on my tactic as I get into the dating game. For instance, don't tell them what you like. You get it? Don't tell them what you like. For this, one of the questions that we tend to be asked a lot when on a date is, what do you like in a man? And then now you start saying, I like my man buying me flowers, I like my man buying me chocolates, I like my man opening for me the door, I like my man giving me money, I like my man spoiling me, taking me on vacations. No, that is a very wrong approach to that question. Because when you are asked that question by a man, and if you tell him exactly what you like, because this guy really, maybe his intentions are not clear and he really wants to get you maybe in bed or something, in that 1 week span, he will be blowing you out with much love. He will be bringing you flowers, chocolates, everything that you told him. He will do it within that that short period. And now when he's done, and maybe you get into doing the deed, and then he goes away, and then you're like, why do I date emotionally unavailable men? That's not the case. It's just that ni kama unajua simba inakula nyama na unaipatia tu nyama directly. Una get it? Obviously itakula. So my thought is, just change the game and the tactic. For instance, that question is one vital question. What do you like? The type of answer you should give to that question is, I like a man who is chivalry. I like a man who is caring. I like a man who is generous. I like a man who puts his family first. I like a man who puts his lady first and treats her like a queen. I like a man who is God-fearing. I like a man who is who is family oriented. Like, give him the qualities and don't give him exactly the same what he wants to hear. So when you've told him you like a generous man or a caring man, if at all this guy wants you, he's going to ask himself, what can I do to show her I am a generous person? And that's where more gifting comes in. What can I do to show her I am a caring person? That's when you call, he picks up like anashika simu, because he knows, let me show her I care for her. I don't know if you get it. Yeah, that's all I can say about that. Just change your tactic. Just look at how you've been attracting them and change your tactic. And then also, one thing about us, we are not patient. We are not patient when it comes to dating, guys. I think we should give ourselves about 3 months. Like, that is a 90-day rule. I learned that from Steve Harvey, whereby in the 90 days, we are just going out, we are hanging out, mostly hanging out to get to know each other from outside. So in these 3 months, or rather in these 90 days, you are not going out with only one person. You are going out with different people, because by the time the 90 days are done, some of the guys will have fallen off, because maybe their intention was to get you just to have the thing with you, and then they are done. Because nowadays most of the guys say ati sisi tumekuwa warahisi, we just give them what they want, hata hawana shida nini nini. So in the process of dating in this 90 day, you're going to get that type of a guy. He'll be like, kwani wewe unaninyima, unadhani sitapata kwingine? Yeah, let him go and look kwa huko kwingine, but not from you, because you really know what happens to you when you guys are done, and when this guy starts ghosting you and going quiet on you. So we are not going to bring that back into the dating scene. So an advice is, date for about 90 days, and in those 90 days, go out with different guys. Going out doesn't mean sleeping with them, no. Going out means going to restaurants, maybe going for movie nights, maybe going for, like, doing things out, because in that moment you get to learn more about this guy, or rather you get to learn more about these guys. Because one thing we also do wrong is we only date one guy na stick by him. No, we have to date different types of guys before you decide to become exclusive with one person. And when you decide to become exclusive with one person, then that person utakuwa umefanya enough sampling to know, I would really like to go more than dates with this person. You get it? So mambo ya Netflix and chilling in the house, let's try and avoid that, because hiyo ndio inafanyanga tunaanza kusema, oh, alini ghost sijui nini. After how long did you go to his place, or rather after how long did he come to your place? Such things, guys. So we are changing the game, we are changing the tactics, ladies. Next question. What's your take on parenthood then and now? What I can say about parenthood is we are all different parents, and for our parents, they were different and they did their best in that era. And even for now, the parents of now, they are different from them. Like, parenthood just tends to change. But what I can just say about parenthood is just do your best to be the best parent to your kid. If there are some things that you passed through during ukiraiziwa up, and if you feel like you don't want to bring your kids into that, don't. That's all I can say about parenthood. It's different for everybody, and it's different for each and every era. But just do your best to be the best parent by providing for your... Next question. Is it that when a woman gets married to a struggling guy or a poor guy, there is much disrespect? So I think there is much disrespect from the woman. Okay, one thing about getting married and choosing our partners, when you get to a certain age, you know the qualities that you want in a man. You get it. So when you have chosen to get to that place of getting married, you're not just getting married because of getting married. You're getting married because this is what you want. What I think happens is, you know, guys, naturally, they are meant to be providers. They were created to be providers, which is a good thing. But when they get married to a woman who is maybe making more money than them, they always feel like their self-esteem is low, or they're not doing the most as a man. And you sometimes find the woman is doing the things that she's doing because she loves this guy and all that. Lakini huyu mwanaume anaona tu kana kwamba ati mbona leo amenipigia na niambia hakuji, amenipigia kwa sababu anajua si problem. So I think the problem is always from the guy's side. It's not really like from the woman's side, because even as a woman who is providing, you find atanunua vitu akuje nazo kwa nyumba, And the guy is like, sasa mbona ananunua? Like there's always just a problem with the self-esteem from the guy. I don't really think the woman is the problem. You get it? Or when the woman says something, the guy is like, mbona ananiongelesha hivyo? Like everything that this woman does, just because she has more money, this guy tends to feel inferior. So it's not always about the woman making more money and the disrespect. No, it's always more about how this guy takes it. Because I think from like the Caucasian people, the whites, I think there are families which are doing great with that type of dynamic, where the woman goes to work and the husband remains home and does all the house chores and still goes to pick kids from school. You get it yani. But for us in the African setup, utapata huyu mwanaume hata hana kazi, anakaa nyumbani, lakini bado ana expect wewe uende kazi, ukuje nyumbani, ufanye, utoke kazini ukuje nyumbani tena ufanye duties zinafaa uko unafanya wapi nyumbani, unaosha vyombo, unapika. Like that is a woman duty. Na yeye ameshinda tu amekaa tu aki Netflix ama aki chat. Like you get it yani. But like for the whites, if you look at the dynamic, it really works. But you get like the guy knows, I am the one remaining home, so I have to keep the house clean, I have to iron her clothes. Unapata hadi amefuliwa, amepangiwa nguo hadi za kesho. But for us Africans it's just like, mbona nifanye vitu kama hizo na mimi ndio mwanaume? Now there is where the disrespect comes in. Juu mwanamke atatoka kazini and she's just like, hey, okay. So that is my thought. What's your take on contraceptives, abortion, motherhood? Ooh. Okay. My take on contraceptives. If you are sexually active as a woman, it is in your initiative to make sure you are safe. It's not for the initiative from the guy, no. We always give these guys a lot of responsibilities, but when it comes to matters health and your body, it is upon you as a woman to keep yourself safe. So if you have, or if your child is already sexually active, I think the best thing to do is to talk about contraceptives. And we really have different types of contraceptives. We have the use of condoms, we have the one for the syringe, we have pills. Like we really have different types of contraceptives. So I feel like any moment that you start being sexually active, it is upon you to go to the doctor. Sexually active and you don't want to get pregnant, it is upon you to go to your gyna or the doctor and just ask them more about contraceptives. And also my thought about contraceptives, I really think it's high time contraceptives, like schools start teaching about contraceptives, because it's a very vital, it's a very important, how can I put it, man. And my take on motherhood, I already talked about parenthood. And so motherhood, it's still parenthood. Do the best that you can to be the best mother, and don't feel pressured to be a mother like your friend or a mother like your mother. Just do your best to be the parent and just do the normal things, providing for the kid, being there for them, showing them love, showing them support, just the normal things. I know it's your take on making mistakes and the guilt trip. One thing I've learned in this life that is, we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes, but we don't have to beat ourselves up because of a mistake that we did. If you have made a mistake, let's learn to accept the fact that yes, I have made this mistake, but I am going to learn from it, because we will make more than one mistake in life. And if you keep on putting yourself down or questioning yourself because of one mistake that you have made, you have many more mistakes to make in the future. So don't guilt trip yourself. Just accept that, okay, this is something wrong that I did, but let me work on it to be a better person, or not to repeat the same mistake the next time. I think this guy is interested in me. How should I pursue this? If a guy is interested in you, then let him do the chasing. Men are meant to be hunters. You know, sisi mademu watu najikosea. Tukishajua huyu mwanaume ni kana kwamba ana interest na sisi, now it's like now we want to do the work. No darling, let the guy do the work. Let him chase you. Let him do what he's supposed to do to attract your attention and to attract you. Relax, boo. Just look pretty, smell nice, like just be yourself and all that. He'll come if he's meant to come.